Imagine waking up every morning feeling completely at peace, knowing there is a higher purpose guiding your life. Imagine a world where love, hope, and success are not just dreams, but a reality you can live every single day. Today, I want to take you on a journey into something you thought you knew, but in a way you've never heard before. I want to talk to you about Islam, but not in the way most people talk about it. Today, we're going to uncover truths, principles, and wisdom that can change the way you see life, faith, and your own potential. You've probably heard bits and pieces, headlines, or stories that made you curious or even confused. But I promise you, what we're going to explore today is deeper, uplifting, and full of hope. Islam isn't just a religion of rituals or rules, it's a path to peace, love, and the kind of success that touches your soul. And here's the amazing part. It has a message that applies to every single one of us, no matter where you come from, what you've been through, or what you're dreaming of today. So if you're ready to open your heart and mind, if you're ready to see a side of Islam that inspires hope, empowers your life, and fills you with confidence for the future, then stay with me. Because by the end of this talk, your perspective will never be the same again. When we think about peace, most of us imagine a quiet place, a moment of rest, a time when the world seems to slow down. But true peace goes far beyond just a moment of silence. True peace is a state of the heart, a condition of the soul, and Islam teaches us that this peace is available to everyone at any stage of life. No matter what challenges you face, at the heart of Islam is the understanding that inner peace comes from aligning yourself with a higher purpose, trusting in God's wisdom, and embracing the principles that guide your life toward goodness. When you understand this, you begin to see that every action, every prayer, every thought, and every decision can be a step toward growing your inner calm, your confidence, and your personal strength. Islam reminds us that peace is not something outside of us to be chased or pursued. It is something that grows inside of us when we surrender our worries, our fears, and our frustrations to God and choose to trust His plan. There is a profound teaching in Islam that life is full of trials, but these trials are not meant to break us. They are meant to build us, to refine us, and to help us discover the strength we didn't know we had. And when you understand this, you begin to see setbacks as opportunities, challenges as lessons, and difficulties as stepping stones toward becoming a stronger, more peaceful person. This personal growth is not just about learning new skills or achieving success in the world's eyes. It is about transforming your heart, your mind, and your spirit. It's about becoming the kind of person who can face any situation with calmness, wisdom, and hope. Islam shows us that every act of kindness, every moment of patience, and every choice to forgive someone who has hurt us adds to this inner growth. It teaches that our spiritual development is as important, if not more important, than our material achievements, and that a life rooted in spiritual principles will ultimately bring lasting satisfaction and peace that no external circumstance can take away. When you live with this understanding, you no longer measure success by wealth, recognition, or status alone. You measure it by the serenity you carry in your heart, the strength you have in your character, and the love and compassion you extend to others. And here's the beautiful part: this personal growth is accessible to everyone at any time. No matter what mistakes you've made, no matter what hardships you've faced, Islam tells us that you have the opportunity to turn your life toward growth, toward peace, and toward a meaningful journey that leaves your soul at rest and your heart full of hope. It is a promise that life can be transformed not just externally, but internally, from within, and that by embracing these principles, you can cultivate a life that is not only successful in the world, but deeply fulfilling and spiritually enriching. Mercy and compassion are two of the most powerful principles in Islam, and they are woven into the very fabric of the faith. Islam begins with the reminder that God is most merciful, most compassionate. And this is not just a statement to be read, it is a guiding light for how we live our lives every day. Think about that for a moment. The Creator of the universe is described first and foremost as merciful and compassionate. That means that mercy is at the core of everything God does, and as human beings created in His image, we are called to reflect that mercy in our own lives. Every interaction, every choice, and every decision we make has the opportunity to be infused with compassion. Islam teaches us that showing mercy is not limited to big acts or grand gestures. It starts in the small moments. It is found in how you speak to someone who has hurt you, how you treat those who are struggling, and how you respond to people who may not even be kind to you. Mercy is a mindset, a way of seeing the world through the eyes of understanding, patience, and love. Compassion is not weakness, it is strength. It takes courage to be compassionate in a world that often rewards harshness or judgment. Islam shows us that compassion has the power to heal relationships, transform communities, and even change our own hearts. When you practice mercy, you release bitterness and anger, and in return you receive a peace that fills your soul and lifts your spirit. There is also a promise in Islam that acts of kindness, no matter how small, are never wasted. When you feed the hungry, help the needy, forgive someone who has wronged you, or simply smile at a stranger, you are living out the essence of mercy and compassion. These acts ripple outward, creating a positive impact far beyond what you can see. And the beautiful truth is that the more we embrace mercy and compassion, the more we are able to experience it ourselves. Life becomes lighter, relationships become deeper, and our hearts are filled with gratitude and joy. Islam reminds us that mercy and compassion are not just moral choices, they are pathways to a fulfilled life, to spiritual growth, and to a connection with God that brings comfort and hope in every circumstance. When we internalize these principles, we begin to see every challenge as an opportunity to exercise mercy, every difficulty as a chance to respond with compassion, and every interaction as a moment to uplift someone else. This is the transformative power of living with a merciful heart. It changes the way we approach life, the way we treat others, and ultimately, the way we experience our own journey. It teaches that love is stronger than hate, patience stronger than anger, and understanding stronger than judgment. Mercy and compassion are not just teachings, they are living principles that guide us toward becoming our best selves, toward creating harmony in our world, and toward discovering the deep peace that comes when we mirror God's infinite love in the way we live each day. Fear and anxiety are emotions that almost everyone struggles with at some point in life. We all face moments when uncertainty feels overwhelming, when the weight of our responsibilities or the unknown future seems too heavy to bear. Islam offers practical, actionable ways to face these challenges and rise above them, showing us that fear and anxiety are not meant to control us, they are opportunities to grow stronger and deepen our trust in God. One of the first teachings Islam gives us is the power of surrender. When we acknowledge that we cannot control every situation and instead place our trust in God's wisdom and timing, we release a tremendous burden from our hearts. This is not a passive surrender. It is an active, empowering choice to believe that even when life seems uncertain, there is a plan at work that is ultimately for our good. Daily practices like prayer, remembrance, and reflection are practical tools that help us cultivate calmness and clarity. Islam teaches that taking a moment each day to connect with God, to express gratitude, and to ask for guidance brings a sense of control and peace that counteracts fear. Another key principle is mindfulness and focus. Islam encourages us to live in the present, to focus on what we can do right now, rather than becoming paralyzed by what might happen in the future. When we break life down into manageable steps, when we focus on our actions rather than our worries, we find that anxiety loses its grip. There is also a profound emphasis on community and support in Islam. Sharing burdens with trusted friends, family, or fellow believers is not a sign of weakness, it is a demonstration of strength. Together, we can uplift one another, provide perspective, and remind each other of the bigger picture. Islam also teaches us to replace fear with positive action. When fear arises, we are encouraged to respond with courage, to take steps forward, and to face challenges with faith rather than retreating into worry. This transforms fear from a paralyzing force into a catalyst for growth, resilience, and confidence. Reflection on life's temporary nature and the certainty of God's presence brings an unshakable sense of security. Knowing that God is aware of every detail of our lives, that He is near and listening, reassures us that we are never alone in our struggles. Islam provides practical guidance for daily living regular prayer, reciting verses of hope, helping others, and practicing patience, all of which serve as tools to manage fear and anxiety. Over time, these actions create a resilient mindset, a calm heart, and a life in which challenges do not dominate, but instead become opportunities to strengthen faith and character. By embracing these teachings, fear and anxiety no longer define us. Instead, we become empowered, grounded, and prepared to face life's uncertainties with courage, faith, and an unshakable sense of inner peace. Gratitude is one of the most transformative principles that Islam teaches, and when we truly understand its power, it has the ability to change every aspect of our lives. Too often we focus on what is missing, what has gone wrong, or what we have not yet achieved. And in doing so, we allow negativity and frustration to take root in our hearts. Islam reminds us that life itself is a gift, and every single day brings opportunities to recognize and celebrate the blessings that surround us. Gratitude is not just about saying, "Thank you," in words. It is about cultivating a mindset that sees the good, appreciates the small victories, and finds joy even in challenging circumstances. When we practice gratitude, we shift our perspective from lack to abundance, from fear to hope, and from despair to faith. Positivity, closely tied to gratitude, is another powerful tool that Islam encourages. By choosing to focus on what is possible rather than what is impossible, by looking for solutions instead of dwelling on problems, we invite God's guidance into every area of our lives. Islam teaches that our thoughts have power, and the way we frame our experiences can either lift us up or weigh us down. By nurturing positive thoughts and affirming the good in our lives, we create an environment in our hearts that attracts peace, blessings, and opportunities. One of the practical ways Islam encourages gratitude is through daily reflection, prayer, and remembrance, taking time each day to pause, reflect on what we have, and thank God for His mercy and blessing strengthens our spirit and brings clarity to our minds. This practice reminds us that even in the midst of trials, there are countless reasons to be thankful. And this attitude of thankfulness transforms how we respond to difficulties. Islam also teaches us to express gratitude through our actions by helping others, sharing resources, and uplifting those around us. Gratitude is not just an internal feeling, it is a way of living that creates ripple effects, spreading positivity, hope, and encouragement to everyone we encounter. When we embrace gratitude and positivity, challenges no longer feel insurmountable. We begin to see setbacks as lessons, mistakes as opportunities for growth, and obstacles as stepping stones toward a better future. Our relationships improve, our health and well-being benefit, and our connection with God deepens as we recognize His hand in every blessing, big or small. Positivity does not mean ignoring difficulties or pretending everything is perfect. It means facing life with faith, hope, and the confidence that God is working behind the scenes for our good. It means speaking words that uplift, thinking thoughts that encourage, and taking actions that spread kindness. When we live with gratitude and positivity, we become magnets for blessings, and life begins to reflect the abundance, love, and peace that God intends for us. It is a principle that transforms our mindset, our heart, and our entire life journey, creating an atmosphere of joy and contentment that nothing can shake. Islam teaches that every person is created with a unique purpose, and discovering that purpose is the key to living a truly fulfilling and successful life. Success is not measured merely by wealth, status, or accomplishments in the world. It is measured by the alignment of your actions with your higher purpose, your contribution to others, and the peace you carry in your heart. Islam encourages us to look inward, to reflect on our strengths, talents, and passions, and to use them in ways that benefit not only ourselves but the world around us. When you live with purpose, every step you take, every decision you make becomes intentional and meaningful. Islam also emphasizes that true success comes with integrity, patience, and perseverance. Life will have challenges, but maintaining faith, staying committed to your principles, and trusting in God's guidance ensures that you remain on the path to success that matters most. This perspective transforms the way we approach our careers, relationships, and personal goals, reminding us that ultimate success is a combination of spiritual fulfillment, personal growth, and contributing positively to the lives of others.